Win's a win. Tight season. Of course I'm happy.
Can I ask you about Chris Judd specifically? Last week he had 29 touches, but the loss seemed to be under pressure and it was in a loss. He's had fewer touches tonight, but just seemed to have a lot more impact on the game.
Yeah, you're probably right. I really haven't weighed that part up from last week nor this week.
But what are the areas you're most pleased with?
I was pleased well, there's a number of things. I guess you come into a football club and you don't know what worries people or the club. And there's sometimes you end up with an unnecessary burden. And I just think that for what reason I don't know, playing against St Kilda, the club seem to have this. They've beaten us in the last X amount of time. I don't know what the stats are. I don't.
6
Right, and you think, why? The Saints have been good. Have they bullied us? Have they been too good forward, too good back, too good in the midfield? And that, so the significance of getting out there and winning the game automatically lifts part of that burden. And then the negativity about this ground. Now, I don't think it's in great shape, let me tell you, for a start off, but that was an irrelevance because both sides played on it, but can't play at Etihad. I mean, it's the home ground at this stage. I think we've proven beyond doubt we can play at this ground. We played here at Hawthorn, yes, they beat us, but it wasn't the ground. We played here Port when they were in good touch, we beat them. We played St Kilda and come off a good touch game last week, we beat them. The ground is now no longer an issue. So we've got rid of a few unnecessary burdens outside of a few players that have been playing particularly well.
The decision to play Lockie Henderson forward, you must wish that sometimes you gave him at both ends, Michael, at some stage. He's so good and so adept at both ends. Yeah,
well, I think it'd be fair to say that most backline players worth their salt have been forwards that have, and the word, it's not necessarily the word is failed forward, but it's been pushed out of the forward line for one reason or another, and they know how to read the play. He's equally as comfortable in the back line as he is in the forward line. So we'll have to grow our backs and see whether we can use him on the forward line more often. If that's not the case, he'll go back there and we'll just see. Levi Casbolt's been a bit stiff, really. He's been a good competitor, but just it was very hard to keep Rowe out of the side because he's been extremely good for us. And under those circumstances, it just gives us a chance to play Lockie around, whether it be forward or back.
What do you think of the dynamic between Rowe and Henderson tonight?
Well, I wasn't aware until after the game that it actually kicked 7 between them. It was more the contest. So that's something we haven't been able to put together the last few weeks. Our target's kicking goals.
Matthew Watson, pre-season there seemed to be a bit of talk that he could play a fairly important role as part of the defence, but he hadn't played till tonight. What's been the reason for that and how pleased were you with him?
Well, the reason really is Jamieson and Henderson. They've both been in ripping form. And how many talls do you have in your back half? Particularly with the way Walker plays, because he can play tall. And now McGuinness has come back from his knee and he's equally as comfortable playing on as a tall player as a medium player. So it really hasn't lent to him being able to play. His form in the VFL has been very, very encouraging. That's why we had no hesitation when Robbo went down, is to bring him into the side and say, right, there's the opportunity. Because we've got... I don't think you're ever going to have... Some sides are blessed to have 2 good tall backs. You rarely have the opportunity for 3, because then, for one reason or another, the opposition throw you a 2-4 forward line and you end up being, what am I going to do with him? So it's handy to have players like Walker and now McGuinness who can play on Lee, who's 194, I think he is, to, say, Milne, who's 180. So it's very handy to have those players available. And McGuinness has just come in, so he's also kept Watson out.
Will Carlton make the 8 now? And if you do, how far do you think you go?
Well, I don't think that's really relevant at this stage. We've got 7 to go. We'll just worry about who we play next week without worrying about too far down the track.
Eddie Betts got his hand on the ball after coming off as sub. How important was that to get the ball in his hand?
Yeah, it was a bit of a, not a fluke, but it was a bit of a punt. He was pretty sore last week. We almost didn't pick him, and then his training through Wednesday wasn't too bad, and we wanted to wait until Friday to see how he trained, and we thought the best bet would be. And the gamble is this: if someone goes down early, can he get through a game? The doctors assured us, and he assured us that he could. But as it turned out, it was a bonus to be able to bring on a fresh player midway through the third quarter or thereabouts, and still preserve his health. And now we know next week he should be fine. So it's a little punt, but we didn't punt on the fact that he couldn't get through a game, and we would never have picked him.
Was Carrazzo okay, Nick?
Yeah. I don't think Andrew had a great game, and decided to put Eddie in through the middle where Andrew was playing. So therefore, I don't think we missed well, when I say didn't miss much, we were able to get Eddie playing the same role as Andrew was playing.
How about Mitch Robinson? What's the concern there?
Well, he almost played, so I would say he'd have no worries about playing next week.
Was Mark Murphy okay too? He had a bit of attention on the.
Yeah, I honestly thought he did a hamstring. I was really worried about him, but no, it's his glute. He got a knee in the glute, and fortunately, you can see him finish the game. Also, he's just got a glute injury. Yeah, but that'd be okay.
Are you, just in a bigger picture sense, are you happier now than earlier in the year with the balance between defence and attack in the team?
You're talking backline defence, or are you talking defence of the team? Oh, yeah. The team comprehensively is a better defensive side now than what it was in the first 2 or 3 games. Comprehensively. We had a bad one against Collingwood, make no mistake about it, and they were very good. But we've been pretty good defensively. I don't know what they kicked. I can't. We gave them a few goals. What did they kick? 10, 14, which is still 24 times. They went a tick over 50%. But I think our defensive work is comprehensively better.
And offensively?
Well, it goes hand in hand. If you control the ball defensively, you control the ball offensively. So I don't know whether we're scoring heavily enough, but we're scoring at a rate. The best sides have beaten us. And they are there because they are the best sides. What we have to do is eat into and find out, can we get this side better again on a week-to-week basis.
So do you feel like I know you don't like looking at the ladder, but do you feel like you're about where you should be or where you deserve to be?
No, I don't. Well, that's not. I don't even look at that issue. I look at where we are. All those things you said. Are we defensively better? So figures show that. Are we offensively better? Figures show that. Time in forward line, time in the back line. Contested football. Uncontested football by the opposition. All those things marry up to whether we think we're a better football side, not positions on the ladder. Because I reckon St Kilda are a better side than they are on the ladder. So they do a lot of things right, but their ladder position shows them down near the bottom. But they're a far better side than that.
To that end, North Melbourne next week, they've lost another close one tonight. I mean, they're one of those sides too, aren't they?
Very good football side, North Melbourne. Proved that last week, as did St Kilda.
So it's another potential danger
So you-
game, I suppose, for you.
Danger game. Oh, every game we play is a danger game, believe me, because they all have their own idiosyncrasies which we've got to overcome.
Do you match up well with North Melbourne?
I don't know.
At all?
I haven't played North Melbourne yet. I haven't played them, and I don't know how our boys go against them. It'll be the first time.
Any last questions?
Oh,
No,
Yep.
thanks.
Thanks.
Good lads.